Wednesday, May 8th, 2019, I posted Anachronism 2852. Begins with an epigraph. And, I might just add, a real treat knowing you, John Ashbery. I hope it doesn't get tiring to hear that I give so many John Ashbery quotes in these. I like to start out by saying these things, by saying something, at least. I start out by saying a lot, and I end up saying way too much. But one has to start somewhere if one wants a connection at all, I suppose. And to bring it home, my one ongoing crisis of faith involves finding these connections of grave importance, while unfortunately all too often completely losing them one by one by one. Just noting that ends a paragraph, ends a parentheses, and I don't think I started one anywhere. Anyway. So it's a big deal to me, these kernels of engagement and where they go, even though attempting to begin one is all too often a bit like easing slowly into a very cool lake on an overly warm spring morning, say in Arkansas, for example, since I also tend to start my connection just talking about me and what I know, listening a bit, then comparing what I just heard with me and what I know, which can be a total turnoff, it seems. But what else do I know but myself? If I'm an expert at anything, at least as far as expert can take you, but being an apprentice at knowing oneself sounds like a pretty sad joke, doesn't it? A cool lake, a warm spring morning. Perhaps it's Cove Lake. Again, I speak mostly of what I know, maybe. I do happen to believe that it's a good habit to know yourself as best as you can. Anyway, in comparison to a cold dip in a lake, I've never once been surfing, at least not that I know of, and I can say pretty assuredly that I never will. I seem so excruciating and so tedious, which isn't, I think, a very good combination for a self-proclaimed hedonist, self-proclamation being, again, supposedly. Why do things that are so much work, like, say, eating lobster, for example? Why do things that are so much work, like, say, eating lobster, for example? Something I'm always saying. If I have to work while I'm eating it, it's not something worth eating. What I know, or I think I know, about myself. However, as I almost never actually say, never say never.